Spring is officially here, and it has been here for a while now, as we almost enter into summer. But I am just so excited for the new life and growth at our homestead, really with different angles of life. But today I am finally canning my first batch of the year of fresh produce, I guess you can call it, but that is wild violet jelly. Now, if you've never had wild violet jelly, it tastes like grape, kind of, but I do make it with sugar. You can without sugar if you use the pectin, the correct one. But anyway, I have to restart my kitchen before I can get anything done, and that includes washing eggs, and the girls are laying about 1.5 dozen a day now. To start the canning process, I fill my canning pot and add like a cookie cooling rack at the bottom, I guess is what you call it, so that my jars aren't completely touching the bottom of the pot. And I put my jelly jars in and fill it about 1 or 2 inches above the jars, so that I can fully sterilize and heat the whole jars before adding the hot jelly. To make the wild violet jelly, you need to pick about 2 cups of violets, and you can soak them in water to wash them, clean the bugs and whatnot, or you can soak them in water with baking soda too to help clean them even more, and then drain them. I put the 2 cups of clean violets into the jar, the quart jar, and add 4 cups of boiling water, and I let them steep until they're about room temp, put a lid on, and then put them in the fridge overnight. And then the next day I come back and I will strain the flowers out and then keep the 4 cups of liquid. Now with the about 4 cups, closer to 3 of liquid, I put in a pot, add about 1/2 cup of lemon juice and the box packet of pectin, and stir that. Now, I have accidentally added sugar before pectin, and the jelly does not set, so definitely add the pectin first. You live and learn. But after you add the pectin and mix it until it's fully incorporated, boil it for a minute, and then add the 4 cups of sugar and boil for another minute. When it's done, then you can start filling your jars, which I have the burner going to get my jars to temp, and also my lids are in another pot that I prep the seals as well. I like to heat it and get it to a nice hot temperature for about 10 minutes. Now, once your jelly comes to a boil, you're going to want to shave or skim the foam off the top. I ladle the jelly into the jars and then wipe the rings with vinegar on a paper towel. I've used to, when I can, I would wipe my rings with just a paper towel, but I have had some jars that did not, seal all the way, and it's really discouraging when you go through all that hard work and your jars didn't seal. So once I started wiping my rings with vinegar, I had a better success rate for sealed jars. Then I place my lids and my rings hand tight and then drop them back into the canner. If you're new to canning, you want to make sure that you have the headspace in the jar as well as an inch or two of headspace of water in the canner, because if the water is below the jars, they can bust them. Once you have all the jars filled and placed back into your pot, you're going to want to boil the water for 10 minutes before taking them out of the canner, taking the rings off, and allowing them to cool to room temperature. I like to leave my cans alone on the counter overnight before I label them and move them onto the shelf. I can leave the link for the labels down below in the description box, as well as the recipe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.